Hello everyone, welcome back to our Accounting 210. In this video, we continue with chapter 11, the practice questions. Okay, last time we talked about the direct material variance. We said one thing you want to pay attention, if I have to point out, is that even though we calculate the standard, we still use the actual units we produced. Okay, we still use the actual units we produced. Okay, in this video, we will work on our direct labor, and then it's very similar with the direct material. So let's get started. Direct labor efficiency variance tells manager how much of the total labor variance is due to using gray or this is right? So this is the efficiency. It's very similar with the quantity, very similar with the quantity. Okay, next one. Which variance direct impact the employee who build the product go on strike and temporary workers who are slower and are not skilled are hired. So if you hire slower and not skilled employee, then you have to use more time, right? You have to use more time. They are not efficient. So it will be related with direct labor. First is related to direct labor efficiency variance, and then we will have the unfavorable results. Next one, a favorable direct labor efficiency variance might indicate direct labor efficiency. So people are very efficient. They work very quick. So higher skilled worker used to perform the task. Higher skill, they should faster than expected, right? Higher skilled the task faster than expected. So this is the right answer. Next one. Company receives an unusually high number of orders. Okay, so to produce all of the orders and then on time, the company pay more money. So you pay more money. So the rate will have an unfavorable rate variance because you pay more money. Next one. Okay, next one. So that kind of concept of the interpretation, you have to know that one. But now let's look at all the calculation. We still put actual standard and then standard. So let's look at this one. Asking about your rate variance. So basically it's this. According to it should take 2 hours with standard labor cost is this during produced and then used. Okay, so you actually used the 13,200. So do me a favor, 13,200, and then the rate. So totally cost you 237,600, right? So totally cost you that. You can just use it directly, but I want to figure out what's the rate. 237,600 divided by 132,000. So each is 18. So $18 actual. But standard said we should pay the standard. The standard is 12. The standard is 12. So you can say you have an unfavorable for 1 hour. Standard said you pay 12, but you actually paid 18. So for 1 hour, you pay $6 more, and totally you worked 132,200 hours. So you will have 79,200 unfavorable. 79,200 unfavorable. Next one, asking about the efficiency. Okay, now we look at the efficiency. I'll change the color. We look at the efficiency. So let's look at efficiency. Actual standard. Efficiency. Actual direct labor hour used 39,000, and then actual rate. We don't worry. Standard rate is 13. I said put 13 there. Put 13 here. Standard hour. Oh, this is just told you direct 34,500. Okay. So this is straightforward. This just told you standard said you use 34,500, but actually you use the 39,000. So you use the more 39,000 minus 34,500. So you used 4,500 more, and then each hour you pay 13. So you will have unfavorable 59,500 unfavorable. Look at next one, rate. I think this one you can deal it by yourself, so I'm not going to repeat. Actual, you used 36,000, so just put actual there. Actual rate is 19, standard rate is 14.5, so you definitely will have an unfavorable, right? So definitely have an unfavorable. Next one, how about this? If we have this format, let's look at this one. So we do this together. Let's look at this one. Asking you about the efficiency. So still actual, standard, and then standard. We ask this, the efficiency. Actual cost is 17. We don't worry. Standard cost is 16.5. I said standard is 16.5. Direct labor hour allocated is 0.2 hour. During that, we actually used the 3,100 hour, and then but standard said we actually produced 6,500 units, and then each unit we should use 0.25 hour. So based on the standard, as I said, even it's a standard, we still use the actual output, right? We still what I'm doing. We still use the actual output. So remember this, we still use the actual output. Okay. So we said that we totally produced 6,500 units, and then each one we should use 0.25. Based on standard, we should use 1,625, but we used the 3,100 for whatever reason. We used way more time than the standard, so we will have unfavorable efficiency. Total will be 24,335 unfavorable for our efficiency. Now, next one, asking about the rate variance. So we still look at this one. We look at together rate variance, actual standard. Let's say you manufacture this higher trend. Hold on. We're paid. So actual is 23. I said put 23 there. Work total actual is 8,100. Okay, and based on the standard is. Sorry, I did it wrong. Sorry. So actual is 8,100. Sorry, it's my fault. Okay. So standard said actual is 23. Standard is 25. It's my fault. So you actually manage to pay lower rate, right? So you manage to pay lower rate. Standard said it's 25, but actually you only pay 23. So you save the $2 for 1 hour, and then you actually use the 8,100 hours. So totally you save the $16,200. Okay, that's my fault. I put the wrong thing there. Okay, now let's look at our efficiency. We still look at our efficiency, actual standard. So we said use another color. Okay, actual standard. So let's say you manufacture this. The new worker will pay at 25. So we don't worry that. Totally you used 8,700 hours, right? And then you produced 1,800 cars. So the budget rate is 27. Okay, so we have to time 27. And then 1 car you use 3 hours. Okay, so you totally produced 1,800 cars. Each car is $3. So the standard said you totally should use 5,400 hours, but you used 8,700. So you used 3,300 more. For 1 hour, you pay 27. So totally you have an unfavorable $89,100 as the efficiency variance. Okay. Now asking about your rate variance. I'm not going to do it. You can just put all the number there. Direct labor standard is 5.5. So you put 5.5 here. Actual is 4.75 here, and the actual amount is 600 hours. Next one, asking about efficiency. So asking about the efficiency, so let's look at, I still put the number there, so let's look at the efficiency. Is standard is 500 hour, and then 5.25. Actual is 300 hours, so we use 300 hour. Our standard is 500 hour, but for our efficiency, we both use the 5.25 for the standard cost, for the standard rate. Okay, next one for the labor rate variance. I'll do it one more time. Actual standard. Asking about the rate, right? So let's look at this one. Actual is you used 2,600, 2,600, and then we said that the rate actual is total direct labor. So totally is 46,800. You can just use that one, but I want to get the rate 46,800 divided by 2,600. So actually you pay $18, right? Actually you pay $18. But standard said is you pay $24. Standard said you pay $24. So for 1 hour, we save $6. For 1 hour, we save $6. We have a favorable. So 6 times 2,600, we totally have 18,600 favorable. Okay, next one, asking you about efficiency. I think I stop. I talk too much. I'll leave this to you. So let's look at this one. I'll just put the number. Standard rate is $17 each. You put standard rate there, and then actual hour is you use the actual hour is that 190 hours. And then for the standard is you totally produce the haircut 300 haircuts. Each one you use 0.75 hours, then you do the standard total time. Okay, next one, asking about the rate variance still. So you have actual standard. Our actual total hour is 1,500. Actual cost, you can get 33,600 directly. Then you can get the actual rate. The standard rate is $26. Then you can just calculate that directly. Asking you about the efficiency, actual standard. So I'm not going to do this. I just put a lot of practice for you. I want you to be ready for all the types. So let's look at the standard rate is $15, and then actual hour is 3,700 hour. Standard hour is you totally produce the 11,000 tires, and each one is 1.25 hours. Then you can get the standard total hour. Okay, next one. Price and the quantity variance are a way to motivate the employee. Yeah, this is a learning objective 1, 2, 3. Learning objective 4, right? So you should know the advantage and disadvantage, and then disadvantage of our standard cost. Good thing is it can be used to motivate the employee. Okay, next one. All of the following are advantage except. I'm being honest, I'm not really sure about this one. So I'll leave this to you. Go back to your textbook, read that paragraph of advantage and disadvantage, get the right answer. If I ask you any concept, it's mainly about advantage and disadvantage of the standard courses. Next one, which is advantage, practice. Okay, so now we go to focus on variable manufacturing overhead. It's very similar, as I said, it's very similar as the direct labor and direct material. You still have overhead. So variable manufacturing overhead is very similar with the direct labor and direct material, actual standard, and then standard. This one asking about the rate variance. So that's how you get the rate variance. This is called the efficiency variance. So you can find out this one is allocating the variable manufacturing overhead based on direct labor, right? Based on direct labor. So our actual direct labor hour is 2,300. I said, do me a favor, when you put the 2,300 here, put 2,300 here. And then actual variable overhead is already told you is 16,100. But I want to get 16,100. This is over 2,300 direct labor hour. So each hour we allocate $7. But based on the standard, we allocate is $4 one direct labor hour, right? So you have the unfavorable. For each 1 hour, you allocate $3 more. So totally we have 23 direct labor hour, we will have 6,900 unfavorable as the rate variance. Okay, you can see it's very similar with the direct labor and direct material, right? So next one, asking about the efficiency, asking you about the efficiency. Efficiency is actual standard. Okay, so this is also based on direct labor. This is based on direct labor. Actual direct labor is 2,400. 2,400 is actual. And our standard rate one direct labor hour is $5. So this is $5. So our standard direct labor should be how many hours? We totally produced 1,400 units, and then each one we allocate $5. Sorry, each one we allocate 5 hours. Each one we allocate 5 hours. So you totally produced 1,400 tubs, and each tub you need 5 hours. Based on the standard, you should use 7,000 direct labor hours, but for whatever reason, you only use 2,400. So you are really doing very, very good job for the efficiency. And then each one is $5. Each one is $5. So totally you have a 23,000 favorable. You have a 23,000 favorable. Next one, asking about the rate variance. Still rate variance. I'm not going to do the numbers, but let's look at it together. You manufacture one of the desk lamp, and then you allocate on the basis of machine hours. Now, okay, budget point this, and then allocate variable at this. Okay, you manufacture 2,000 used. Okay, machine hour we actually used 80,000. We said that the actual. So total is 120,000. 20,000, but it's over 80,000. So each one we allocate $1.5 for the machine hour. This is the actual. But standard said we should allocate 2.1. We should allocate 2.1. So you have a favorable, right? Minus 2.1, and then we have 80,000. So you will have 48,000 favorable. You have 48,000 favorable. Next one, asking you the efficiency variance. I'm not going to really do the number, but let's look at it together. So you said the actual, I think it's similar question. You still use machine hour. Actual machine hour is 12,000, and then the standard rate is 1.9, right? So 1.9. And then the standard hour should be you produced 15,000, and then each one you should allocate 0.3. You should allocate 0.3. So this is how you get the efficiency. I hope I'm not talking too fast, but I don't want to make too long video. 15,000 and time 0.3. So you should use 4,500 machine hour, but for whatever reason you used 12,000. Oh my goodness, 12,000, and then each one is 1.9. So you definitely have a 14,250 unfavorable. You are really low efficiency, really low. Okay, next one, asking variable manufacturing overhead rate. I'm not going to do it. You can do it by yourself. Just to practice. If you have any question, just let me know. I skip this one. I skip the efficiency. I skip this one. So we look at the fixed manufacturing overhead. We said for fixed manufacturing overhead efficiency, fixed manufacturing overhead variance. Make sure it's actual budget and then standard, right? This is called a budget variance. This is called a volume variance. If it's favorable, it means that we produce more than the budget. Okay, so this is the main interpretation part. Okay, which of the following is true if actual units produce more than the budget? So you will have a favorable volume variance. It's volume variance. Okay, fixed overhead volume variance will be favorable. Just memorize this one if you don't understand. Next one said which of the following will lead to direct unfavorable fixed overhead volume variance if you produce more production, more units than anticipated. Okay, so that's similar. Okay, let's look at some calculation. We have some 3-4 questions. Okay, asking about overhead budget variance, overhead fixed overhead budget. Okay, budget variance is just the actual and the budget. That's all. Actual and the budget. That's all. Actual and the budget. So actual fixed overhead is $4,600. Budget is how much? Hold on. Budget fixed overhead $3 per unit anticipated of. Okay, so your budget is $3 per unit, and you have a 1,400, so that will be 42,000. Your actual is 4,600. Your budget is 4,200. So you will your actual is more than the budget, so you will have an unfavorable 400. You will have an unfavorable $400. You will have an unfavorable $400 as our variance. Okay, next one. Let's look at next one. Asking about the overhead budget variance. So very similar actual budget. So the difference is called budget variance. We said the actual fixed cost is 1,000, so actual is 1,000, and then you just put 1,000 there. The budgeted fixed cost is 5,737.5. Then you will just, budgeted is 5,000, almost 6,000. You actually only have 1,000, so you will have a favorable, right? So you will have a favorable 4,737.5. That's it. You just need to get the actual and then the budget. Next one, asking you about the volume variance. So actual budget and then standard times standard. So this is your volume variance. How do we get our volume variance? We said the budget is 5,337.5. And our standard is our standard fixed overhead per labor is 3.5, right? So it's 3.5 for our direct labor. And then for each unit is 0.5. We totally produced 3,400 units. And each one we budget is 0.5 hour. We budget 0.5 hour. So that will give us 3,400 times 0.5. So we should use 1,700 direct labor hour. Each one is 3.5 times 3.5. We get the number is 5,950. Okay, 5,950 minus 5,337.5. We got the variance is 612.5. Your left cost is lower than your right, so you will have a favorable because this is cost. So you got the answer of A. Okay, so I know it's a lot of questions to practice. I hope you are not overwhelmed with so many things. Let me know if you have any question. You can find out. Basically, it's just these 4 items. For each one, you have 2 variants. Okay, talk too much. I see you next video in chapter 12 practice. Let me know if you have any question. Thank you.